Hello, my name is Fernando Amaro Hernández, and I am studying International Business Management. I will talk about my experience I got from visiting the shelter building on February 13. Well, first of all, I would like to start with my first impressions. And well, my first impressions when I went were completely different from what I expected. I thought it could be for kids picked up from the streets and some abandoned ones. However, I shocked in a certain extent because even when it was for abandoned kids, I never imagined they could have illness. I can't say I didn't react strange to them, and I think everyone did so for a moment, in a way we felt the kids wrongly repulsive, because I saw the reactions of my partners too, and they were not far different from mine. Nevertheless, we can't say we act unethical by having that reactions because they were natural and involuntary. I believe it is normal due to we are not accustomed to them because they are different, or at least we might be feeling they are. Then I and apparently the others had to make an effort to act normal to them as if they were just like us. I performed the actions and tasks that the teacher told us to do, but I sincerely say it was tough and tiring for me. Although it was a good experience where I learned respect and empathy, which are two of the major values for achieving peace according to the United Nations. Now, I would like to make an analysis of the place. People like those kids really need a lot of help for their necessities. They have the support of the shelter, but it is clearly insufficient. The people working there have to be acknowledged because taking care of the kids is not a simple task. I think the visit to help them is incredibly and was incredibly a good idea because we can learn from the experience at the same time we are helping them. However, the conditions are bad and the way they treat them is also wrong, as I, for example, saw in an attitude of one of the ladies who works there and who is supposed to take care of the kids. Also, there should be more comfortable beds and much better food. They are living and being treated almost, we can say, like animals. And that led myself to a problem because it is difficult to me to define how to consider them, if as animals or humans. I have no idea from a scientific perspective if they can think and remember and if they are just capable to feel and act for instinct. And if that is so, we can't talk about human rights specifically, but about and from rights for every living thing, or a common right which is, in this case, I'd like to point out, the right of the life. Furthermore, I believe this right comes with a value, which is the respect. And consequently for this situation, I would base on the respect for the life, and that is for me not just letting them live, but also making their lives natural and with dignity. So it is not just to help them to survive and keep them living. It is also about making their lives decent and normal. About the people who left the children in the shelter, it is also not ethical to leave them because of the same thing. We must guarantee a life of dignity for everyone, and a shelter is not a synonymous of a good and a dignous life, as they also do not have the resources enough and where no one can give them love itself. If the people who abandoned the children and even treat them badly had, for example, economic troubles, to look after them, they should have looked for help instead of abandoning them. Well, as a conclusion, I felt strange with them, but also it is not bad at all. I mean, if others felt the same, because we are not accustomed to treat and to deal with them, and it is naturally, well, it is naturally strange to feel that. It is good to visit places like those because they need too much help. The conditions of the place and the way they are cared are not the best ones because there must be a respect for life of every living thing and they should be treated better. I finally can say that I show compassion and we must learn to be sensitive to these people and to help them. Thank you. Gracias por arruinarla.